Now that we have gone over a brief overview of the cell cycle in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes as a whole, and then we dove into DNA replication for both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, which must occur before the cells can divide, because we have to make sure that there's enough DNA for 2 new cells. Now it's time for us to begin eking into our discussion on the actual division of our cells. We're finally making more cells. We're going to start this conversation by talking about prokaryotes first. We'll start with our more simple organisms and build out to our more complex organisms. So in prokaryotic cells, DNA replication has occurred. The cell is now immediately ready to go into cellular division. This is in stark contrast to eukaryotic cells, though, because eukaryotic cells have that second gap phase before they enter into their division phase. This is because eukaryotes have a lot they need to take care of before they are for certain ready to divide. In prokaryotic cells, though, remember, we don't have any membrane-bound organelles. The only real organelle floating around there are our ribosomes. And luckily, ribosomes are continuously being synthesized in prokaryotic cells. They usually are synthesized in accordance with the growth needs and nutritional factors within that prokaryotic cell's environment. And so since ribosomes are always being made, that means that when the cell divides, it doesn't have to account for making more ribosomes, because once that cell divides and those 2 new cells are ready to grow again, ribosomes will be made as we go. So DNA replication has occurred. We now have 2 sets of DNA, 1 set ready for each new cell, and now we're going to enter that D period of our prokaryotic cell cycle. D standing for division, and we call this, in prokaryotic cells, binary fission.